You are welcome to the Life Wisdom Conference. It's Godwin Wunpiini here. I'm happy that you have made time to join me this afternoon for today's Wisdom Conference. Those that are going to be watching this on YouTube later, and that is if you are currently watching it as it has been posted. I'm glad to see you, and I hope that you are able to check out other videos on the channel. Today is a very wonderful day because I'm going to be talking about something that is very dear to my heart. Today, I'm going to be dealing with going the extra mile. We are on our 5th episode of the 2nd season. And for those who have been quite regular at Wisdom Conference in the past few months or even few years, you know that I always speak about the fact that I'm a person of faith. And so by all means, you see a scripture in a Wisdom Conference, but I always make it a point to establish that the Wisdom Conference is not a religious conference. It is for everyone, and you should put away your biases, whether they are religious, ethnic, whatever type of biases, and learn wisdom when it is right before you. And so let's all put aside whatever our biases are and then learn wisdom. Now, in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6 to 8, it says that go to the ant, consider her ways, and be wise, which having no captain, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. And so, for the past 4 episodes, we had the ant as our wisdom model. We went to the ant to consider her ways in order to learn wisdom, in order to become wiser people. So the first episode, we dealt with the wisdom of teamwork. Then we went into a lot of details under that. Then we dealt with the wisdom of visionary planning. So much details there too. We went into the wisdom of thinking big, which is one of my favorites. And I admonish you all to go and check that video out. It is a heavy loaded video. And then 3 months ago, we dealt with the wisdom of the ant PhD. Can you imagine ants having PhD? Go and find out that video on YouTube, and you know what was discussed there. So today we are continuing, and I'll actually be ending the season on today's episode 5, so that we can move on to other wonderful things and learn wisdom from them. And so today we are dealing with the wisdom of going the extra mile. The wisdom of going the extra mile. Many of us in this life, we like to do what is required of us, and then it ends there. We don't do anything extra. But to go the extra mile is just to try a little harder, just to add something small. I like to say just a little extra, just a little more, in order to achieve something after you might have already used a lot of effort to do something else or even the same thing. And the ants show us this wisdom in a particular way. They relate with a group of insects called aphids. Aphids are insects that ants eat. When you look on the right of the slide, you see an ant and an aphid on sugarcane or whatever that could be. And aphids feed on the sap of plants. They get sugary fluids from the saps of plants. And ants eat aphids. You see a question down there. It's a rhetorical question though. But ants, they eat aphids. However, The wisdom of the extra mile here is this. When ants go out to find their food, they sometimes, or they mostly, ensure that they also get aphids. And they take care of the aphids, even though aphids are a form of food for them, because sometimes when they need proteins, they eat the aphids. But mostly they don't eat them. They rather go the extra of taking care of them when they don't need to. And that's what going extra simply means. You see, when you go the extra mile, it means that you did not need to actually go, but you decided to go just for an added benefit. If you don't go, nothing happens to you. But for an added benefit, you decide to just go. Of course, because after all, you have already used a lot of effort. So the ant has already used a lot of effort to find its food. And then it decides to go a little further to use some of its food to take care of aphids, use its resources to protect aphids, so that aphids can eat well, grow well, and excrete waste. Waste, that is a delicacy for the ants. This waste is called honeydew. And so that waste that is excreted by aphids is also sugary, and the ants love it. And so the ants care and they protect the aphids so that the aphids can do well. They eat and they excrete so that the ants will get their favorite delicacy. Until they need proteins, then they then eat the aphids. Such wisdom being displayed. You see, I always like to just make that statement, like I said earlier, just a little extra, just a little extra. And so speaking about the extra mile, adding just a little extra, there's so many benefits that come with it. One of the biggest benefits is that it offers better opportunities with significant added benefits. That's a very heavy statement. When you go the extra mile, a lot of opportunities better than your current state are opened, and those opportunities also come with significant added benefits. I had this friend that works at one company. It's an 8 to 5 kind of work. So they close around 5 p.m. So it would take this friend of mine about 2 to 3 hours to get home because of traffic after they have closed from work. And so this friend of mine, understanding the wisdom of the extra mile, decided to use that 2 to 3 hours to continue working after 5. So they decided to use it to do overtime at work. And so they do overtime up to 7 o'clock or 7:30, sometimes 8 p.m. And then they now set off from work to go home. And usually around that time, the traffic has reduced significantly, and they are able to use within 30 minutes, maximum an hour, to be at home. And so they have worked a little extra after already working the whole day. However, they went ahead to add some extra hours. And what is happening is that they are able to make additional income. I had the opportunity to see the pay slip of this friend of mine. And you wouldn't believe it that after taxes and SNIT and those stuff were subtracted or deducted from the person's salary, the amount of money at the end of the month that the person made from from doing overtime, staying for that extra hours, those few extra hours, brought in more money than the person's normal take-home basic salary. The person's overtime was around 3,000, whilst the person's take-home, if the overtime was not, as in when you subtract the overtime, it's around 2,000. So the person was taking home around 6,000 to 7,000 just for staying a little extra. And it's the same thing that is happening in the case of the ants. In the case of the ants can just simply eat the aphid, get the protein, and that's all. Or they may not even need to protect them. However, if they go the extra mile and they do so, they get to eat their favorite delicacy. They don't need to suffer to get it. They just need to take care of the aphid and it will produce it for them. They get it for free. It's not entirely free because they are taking care of them, but they are getting it simply without having to search for it. And that is one of the greatest things. I would like to move to the next point where I have written that adding just a little extra makes you stand out. On the right side of the slides that you can see right now, you'll see that Wayne Dyer wrote, and I quote, that it is never crowded along the extra mile. Going the extra mile makes you stand out because there are not a lot of people go the extra mile in this world. Very few people go the extra mile. Apart from, let's say, companies, and like the example that I gave, companies that motivate you with money for you to stay. And even with that, a lot of people still don't. Very few people go the extra mile. And if you are in a place where even staying and working overtime does not pay, going the extra mile makes you stand out in the sense that it projects a sense of hard work. Now, I must make a disclaimer because I know that there are companies in Ghana and other places where some people stay just to get that benefit of standing out while they are actually not working hard. But however you look at it, in the end, they went the extra mile by staying at work or doing more than what they did during the day. So you go the extra mile, it makes you stand out. It creates the perception of a hard worker. It creates the perception of someone that knows what he is about. And so, assuming there's a promotion coming, depending on what it is, usually the people that go the extra mile are those that get to enjoy. They are those that get the promotions. And so going the extra mile is very important, but not everybody is going the extra mile. So when you go the extra mile, it makes you stand out. Another thing is that when you go the extra mile, it creates a positive mental attitude. A positive mental attitude inside of you. And a positive mental attitude is one of the biggest necessities for a human being to succeed in this world. See, when you are a negative thinker, even when something will go right, your thoughts can make it go wrong. How you think, you can make it go wrong because of your thoughts. But when you are someone who goes the extra mile, what happens is that it breeds a culture of excellence within you. It gives you a sense of purposefulness. Okay. And as that sense of purposefulness is created within you, it makes you think hard about your contribution and the difference that you are making. A few days ago, I stayed late to prepare some documents for a company. I did not need to do that because I could wait and then do that during the day or do that during work hours. But I decided to just stay late, do it. And as I was doing it, I was just feeling good, feeling happy that I'm contributing positively towards the growth of an organization. So it gives me a sense of purpose. It creates a positive atmosphere around me, which helps to breed a positive mental attitude inside of me. And as an attitude like that continues, it can also positively influence others. People around you will be positively influenced when you are a person who goes the extra mile. You are sitting in your car, you are driving, you have met a poor man, a poor woman. You decide to give this person a coin or money. That little thing that you have done has impacted somebody positively. You are going somewhere and you decide to drop someone who is going the same direction. It can open up a great opportunity onto you. And aside that, you have actually positively influenced the person. One of the proven strategies for maintaining longevity in business and in life is usually measured by your willingness to actually go the extra mile. If you want to maintain longevity in this your life, whatever that you are doing in your career, your willingness to go the extra mile can be measured and can be used to point how successful you are going to be. You see, any business that does not go the extra mile is not a business that will survive. Talk to any good entrepreneur and they will let you know how far extra they have had to go to ensure that their business was successful. And you'll be marveled. Some of them stay late, work longer hours. They could just say that, oh, 8 to 5 is okay. But 8 to 5, they still stay up to 9, 10, 9, 10, 11 before they go home. A good company will go the extra mile to take the welfare of their employees paramount. A good company will go the extra mile to treat their customers very well. You see, so that little extra thank you card that you give to a particular customer can keep the customer coming to your place or to your business or having transactions with you every single time. Say you are a banker. You have a particular client who deposits at your bank. Or let me say, yeah, I think that's what it is. How you treat that person You can just do the normal, what everyone is doing, and it's fine. But you can actually add something extra, which will keep that person always saving at your bank. Even if it has to do with a church or a group, just a little extra thing added to your service portfolio can cause you to gain more members. It can cause members who come and go to stay. Just a little extra. Just a little extra. Sometimes just a smile. Someone might just make a decision based on a small toffee or a smile. It didn't cost you that much to just do that smile. But that little extra, you went the extra mile. Maybe you don't see it, but you went the extra mile. Sometimes it's just a thank you. Someone might need some help from you. You can assist the person. Or if you don't assist the person, it doesn't take anything from you. But you can just take some little time to assist the person. There was a time that someone needed directions from me to go to a particular place. They were completely lost because the direction that the previous person they, according to them, had spoken to was what led them to where I was. So when they mentioned the name of the place, I was like, no, you are far away. You are even moving the wrong direction. You should be going north, but you are going east. So I gave them the direction. But then I decided to actually go and show them the place because it was not too far from where I was. So I just stepped down and went with them, showed them that this is actually the place. And they were so glad. They were so glad. I spoke to them and I've been able to establish a relationship with such people, of which I can tell you I'm reaping some benefits. Going the extra mile is a proven strategy for maintaining longevity in your life. I personally like to go the extra mile in different situations. And I remember that someone once asked the question that, what's the difference between going the extra mile and being used? Because certain places, when you decide to go the extra mile, they begin to take advantage of you. There's a lot of difference in that. And when there's time, I'll deal with that. But it's important for us to learn to go the extra mile. The second lesson that is quite related to this, which we get from the ant, is the wisdom of capturing opportunities. The ants do not let opportunities pass them by. It's like they're always ready for the opportunity. But another level is that they have a sense of recognizing hidden opportunities so that they can capture them. Now consider this aphid relationship. Who would have thought that ants would get their best food from aphids if they took care of them? If you actually have time, you can go and read about the mutualistic or symbiotic relationship between ants and aphids. And you realize that aside protecting them, there are times where the ants can even actually gently stroke the aphids as if they are their children for them to produce more. It's a very interesting relationship. They take care of them, they pamper them in order for them to help them to produce what they want. So they see an opportunity that is hidden in its opportunity to get their best delicacy. And so they capture the opportunity by going the extra mile. And just like ants go the extra mile, going the extra mile could actually also be your best bet to capture a hidden opportunity that other people are blinded to. I would like to share stories of people that I helped. I went the extra mile to help. And today, they are actually those that are helping me in ways that you will not believe that, or you wouldn't have thought that this person could help you in this particular way. And that is a hidden opportunity that has been captured just because I went the extra mile. Because I showed you in this place that going the extra mile, it offers better opportunities with significant added benefits. So those hidden opportunities are the better opportunities. So when you go the extra mile, you are opened onto such opportunities. You understand? So you go the extra mile by helping, let's say, foreigners, opportunities. You be a volunteer. You start by being a volunteer. Opportunities can come for scholarships. That may have been your aim or may not have been your aim, but in the end, you went the extra mile and got it. That is what we are talking about. We are not talking about whether it's your aim or not. And even if it's your aim, still you went the extra mile. It is very important to go the extra mile. And I want to urge you, my friend, listening to me, go the extra mile. The extra mile is what I call a mark of excellence. Anybody that has been successful in this life is a person that goes the extra mile. In the wisdom of thinking big, that was about around episode 3, I spoke about mediocrity and excellence. And one of the things that is associated with people that are excellent, groups that are excellent, is that they go the extra mile. If you find a team that is excellent in what they are doing, you realize that such a team does things that are above or beyond what is simply required of everyone or every team. So let's say we have 5 teams to go about a particular task or activity. Simply, the teams, let's say we have team A, B, C, D, E. Those are the 5 teams. Team A, B, C, and D might probably be doing, they'll meet, they'll discuss the activity, they'll go back, and then probably individually too, they'll try to, maybe they'll divide it, and then other people, they'll take sections, finish it and add it, or whatever way they decide to go about it, whether they all come together and be doing one, they finish, they all do the other one, they finish, they all do. So let's say all the different groups have their own way of doing it. All the groups will have that type of element in them. But let's say group E, in addition to all these things, doing the work that we have asked them to do, members in the group go ahead to actually check up on each other and talk about matters that may not really relate to the work. In the sense that you go an extra mile to care for the person. You go an extra mile to motivate the person. You go an extra mile to buy some drinks or food for the person. It creates some form of synergy when you know that the other person cares for you and it's not just about the work that you are doing. And that brings out the best. So they are able to do more. And so if we will be excellent in what we do, then we need to learn to go the extra mile. This will bring us to the end of today's Wisdom Conference. I'm glad I met you. And if you have any questions, you can let me know, and then we'll deal with those questions. Thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.